wonder if I gave an Oreo to somebody out there who I didn't know. Would they laugh after I'd gone, or would they pass that wonder on? I wonder how it changed your point of view if I gave one to you.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Atkinson.
And I'm Destiny White.
We'll begin this evening by talking about genetic disorders that follow the pattern of inheritance.
So the first disorder we will start with is ectrodactyly. Ectrodactyly is a dominant autosomal disorder. Dominant meaning a genetic trait that hides a recessive allele of an individual. Ectrodactyly is a skeletal anomaly predominantly affecting the hands, although the feet can be affected as well. The condition has a highly variable severity. Ectrodactyly, also known as lobster claw hand, is a medium cleft in the hand and feet due to the absence of the central digital rays in the hand, which gives the appearance of a lobster.
Opposite of dominant, there's recessive disorders, which is only seen in the absence of a dominant gene. Melloto disease is a rare autosomal recessive disorder that slowly forms dry, thick patches on the hands and feet. Affected people usually sweat excessively and have an unpleasant odor.
Following recessive disorders, we have codominants with the disease sickle cell anemia. Codominant disorders express both the dominant and recessive alleles together. Having two dominant alleles result in sickle cell anemia, whereas the dominant and recessive alleles together result in the sickle cell trait. Sickle cell anemia is when all blood cells are sickle-shaped, in contrast to sickle cell trait where half of the blood cells are normal-shaped and the other half is sickle-shaped. In people with sickle cell disease, their red blood cells become deformed, turning sickle-shaped. The bone marrow tries to make more red cells to make up for the loss, but can't keep up, causing anemia. Their new shape keeps them from moving properly through the body, and the misshaped cells can jam up and stick to the walls of the blood vessels. These clumps cut off oxygen to healthy tissue, delaying a child's normal growth and causing fatigue and extreme pain.
Now we have polygenic disorders, which are controlled by several genes at once. Asthma is a disorder that causes the airways of the lungs to swell and narrow, which leads to wheezing, shortness of breath, and coughing.
Moving on, we have a sex-linked disorder by the name of Becker's muscular dystrophy. Sex-linked disorders are originated from genes found on the sex chromosome. Becker's muscular dystrophy is characterized by slowly progressive muscle weakness of the legs and the pelvis.
Lastly, there's incomplete dominance, where two different alleles in a single gene both show dominance in a resulting phenotype. Tay-Sachs disease is an example of this. It causes progressive deterioration of nerve cells and mental and physical abilities over time, which eventually leads to death.
Tay-Sachs is a fatal genetic disease caused by a defective or missing enzyme. Without the enzyme, accumulation of a fatty substance in the nervous system occurs. Fatty substances, also known as gangliosides, have no enzyme to break them down like normal conditions. This allows gangliosides to add up in the brain. So when we return, we'll finish our discussion on cloning and if it's ethical or not with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.